أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Now, welcome back. We are still on Aksamu ad-Dama'ir, classification of pronouns. So, inshallah, in this lesson, we are looking at the chart, the table for these Dama'ir, for these classifications, so that we can be able to integrate our knowledge on these classifications together. That is, so that we will be able to understand everything about each domir. Whenever you see answer, you should be able to understand everything about answer. That is, saying the features of answer completely. That is, answer is domir mufasil, answer is domir al-mukhatab, answer is domir bariz, answer is domir mufrad, answer is domir muzakkar, and things like that. So this is what we are looking at in this class, so be attentive. So ad-damair, so the first column here is for the dilala, ad-dilala, which means the denotation. What is the domir denoting? Is it denoting the first person? Is it denoting the second person? Is it denoting the third person? So this column is for the denotation. Inshallah, the first one we are looking at, denotation, the classification of the denotation, that is what the pronoun is referring to. The classification is divided into three, which are al-mutakallim, al-mukhatab, wal-ghaib. So these are the three types under this classification. So this is the column for the classification. Inshallah, in this page we are looking at only one, which is al-mutakallim. So in the next page you look at another one, and in the other page you look at another one. So this is the first page here. We are looking at al-mutakallim. Al-mutakallim, the speaker. The speaker, firstly. So also we have another column which entails al-adad wal-jins. I did not single-handedly make this a classification in the previous lesson for a reason, because I don't think it's something very important like that. And again, this is not a grammar class. I don't have to use all my time to explain the topic of grammar. I'm not meant to be explaining all this because so that you will be able to understand what I want to explain, as well I'm just passing through all these stages. So al-adad means number. How many people is the domain referring to? Answer is referring to what? Answer is referring to one person. That is al-mufrad. Mufrad. Answer is referring to one person, that is mufrad. Whom? Abi? Antum. Antum is referring to what? A lot of persons. That is you guys. You guys. So that is jamu. So this is what the classification is all about. It's all about number, al-adad, number. So, and also slash al-jins. Al-jins means gender. Gender. Is the domain referring to masculine, or is it referring to feminine? So this is the gender column. Anta is referring to what? Anta in the case of answer now, anta is referring to what? Anta is referring to muzakkar. Muzakkar. That is masculine. While anti with kesro is referring to what? Muannas. That is anti. So under the classification we are looking at that, we are going to split the domir and put them in their respective category, inshallah. So I'm just explaining all these things. That is at dilala, the denotation, al-adad, the number, so al-jins, the gender. So under this al-jins also we have al-mufrad. So you can see the mufrad now is under the mufrad or mufrada. Mufrad means singular, singular, which is what, which is also masculine, singular masculine. While mufrada, al mufrada too also means singular, but this one is what, feminine. You can see the term marbuto there that differentiate the masculine and the feminine. So they are both singular, but they are different in what, they are different in gender, which is feminine and masculine. So under this one, we are going to look at, this one now entails the added aspect and also the mutakalim aspect. So we are looking at, under this one we are going to look at domir that falls under mutakalim, the speaker, which is which is mufrad, which is also what, which is also singular, which is singular and also feminine, singular feminine and singular masculine. So this is what we are looking at under this this one. So the other one, we also have musanna and aljamu. Musanna and aljamu. So the reason why musanna and aljamu are together is that the domir, the pronoun used for musanna, dual, is also the pronoun used for what? Used for plural in Arabic. The okay, we are going to look at the example, inshallah. So under this one, we are looking at al-mutakallim, al-mutakallim al-musanna al-jamu. The domir that is what, that is mutakallim, that is for mutakallim, which is dual, which is what, which is dual, or this one is or, which is dual, or what, or plural, whether masculine or feminine. They use them the same way, whether masculine or feminine. So we also have another column, which is al mufassil. Domir is divided into two in terms of its attachment and detachment. So this one is what, the detached pronoun, the detached pronoun, the detached pronoun. So we are looking at the domir. We are looking at all these in a detached form and also in an attached form. Al muttasila, ad domair al muttasila, the attached pronoun, the attached pronoun. So under this attached pronoun, we are going to look at two things. So note all these things, because inshallah later on we are still going to be making use of these charts, but I'm not going to explain all these things again. I'm just going straight to the point. I won't waste time on these things again, inshallah. So just take note of them. So al muttasila, the attached pronoun. In this class, two we are looking at two forms of this attached pronoun. So attached pronoun can be used for often, can be used in a subjective uh, case. Subjective case. How do you get that? That is when you want to make use of domir in a subjective case. Maybe you want to say I go, or I went, or I beat, or I slapped, and things like that. So you can see I in that statement. In that statement is what, I in that statement is what, is the file, is the subject. So in the subjective form, in subjective case, the specialized domain we use for it. So which is muttasil. Don't forget, is under muttasil. So domir, other is mutawasil also. We can also have the one for rafun and one for nasb, but inshallah we are not looking at that in this class. We are only looking at the muttasil one in terms of its subjective case and also its objective case. So lil nasbi is the objective case. So it's very very simple. This is the chart. This is how the chart will look like. We have not started working. We have not started bringing the examples, inshallah. But if you study this chart very well, you should be able to understand what we are talking about and where we are going to, inshallah. So Okay, let me explain this rafun and nasb. Let me explain this rafun and nasb. That is al-muttasil li rafun wal muttasil li nasb. For example, is it possible for me to say dorabu dorabtuta dorabtuta, or is it possible for me to also say uh, dorab dorabkatu? I've made a mistake there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've made a mistake in the right. I don't want to make a mistake in the right so that you won't be missing it. So dorab katu. Is it possible? And I want to mean I beat you. I beat you. Is it possible for me to say dorab tuta or dorab katu? Ask yourself. No, it's not possible for you to say that. So this is wrong, and also this is wrong. The right uh, construction for this sentence is what is dorab tuka. Dorab tuka. Okay, let's analyze the reason why these ones are wrong. You know we have the verb, right? The verb is right, and we have the subject. The subject is right, but the object here, this star, the pronoun that is supposed to be used for object is not star. This star is a subjective pronoun, though they both mean you. Star means you and ka means you, but this star is for is a subjective pronoun. Subjective pronoun, subjective pronoun, and this is a subject and this is the object. So here we are supposed to use the objective pronoun, which is what? Which is ka. So dorab tu ka. I want you to be noting all these things because what we are explaining is the difference between the domir used for rofun, used for the subject, and the domir used for the object. Though they are both muttasil, you can see this ka, in this case now, in this here now, this star is muttasil and this ka is muttasil. But the difference between them is that this star is for what? Is for the subject, is a subjective pronoun, and this ka is an objective pronoun. I hope you get that. So in this second example, in this second one is that the dorabu katu. You know, we see, though we see this objective pronoun which is ka, objective pronoun, and we see the subjective pronoun which is to, but the arrangement is wrong. The subjective pronoun must come before the objective pronoun. So that is the error there. So here now you should note that there is a difference between the subjective pronoun, even though they are both muttasil, they are both attached pronoun, but there is a difference between the subjective pronoun and the objective pronoun. And also the arrangement uh, through which we can use these two pronouns should be in a way that the subjective pronoun will be in the front while the objective pronoun will be at the back. So the right answer for this is what? Dorab tuka. Dorab tuka. So this is right. So you have to note all these things. So if you note them, it's going to be very easy for you to understand domir where you see when you see them. It's very very simple, very very simple. Once you know what you're doing and you are attentive, you're attentive. So let's look at the examples under all these classifications. So you see, when we look at the chart now, you see that all the classifications are what we've talked about. We've talked about all these classifications before, except the adad and al-jins and al-rofun and the linus aspect. But other ones we've talked about there. So let's look at the examples under them. So the one under al-mufrad, the one under al-mufrad, the one under al-mutakallim, al-mufrad, or al-mutakallim, al-mufrada is, that is the speaker which is singular masculine, or the speaker which is singular feminine. There is only one word, only one this thing that is used for them, one domain, which is what, which is ana. Ana. Ana, in terms of the denotation, it denotes what, the speaker. It denotes the speaker. Ana, in terms of adad, it denotes a singular it comes in a singular form. Ana, singular. Ana, in terms of genes, it denotes both masculine and what, and feminine. Very very simple, very very simple. So ana, now if you want to analyze ana, you say ana is domir, is domir baris, because you can see it is visible. Is domir munfasil, because it is a detached pronoun. Is domir lil mutakallim, is domir that is used for the speaker. Al mufrad, which is singular. Musanna, or mufrad, masculine, that is muzakkar or muannas, masculine or feminine. And that's all. That's all about ana in terms of its detachment. So we want to attach ana. We want to attach ana to a verb. For example, you want to say I sat. I sat. Or let's use that, I sat. You want to say, you know, to sit means what? To sit is jalasa, right? Jalasa, to sit. I want to say I sat. Are you going to say jalasa ana by meaning I sat? No, this is wrong. In Arabic, you don't make construction like this. You are going to make this ana attached to this jalasa to make it what? Jalas, jalas. Jalastu. So this is the attached pronoun of ana. So this two is from this ana. But ana cannot be used here because ana is what? Ana is a detached pronoun, and an attached pronoun is required there. So under this ruffle now, ana is going to be what? Two. So this is the example, jalastu. It's not, you are not going to say jalastu ana or dorabtu ana. Oh, sorry, you are not going to say jalasa ana or doraba ana. I beat. I know. You are going to make the domir an attached one. So in terms of the ana being an attached pronoun for not for an object, as an object, it's going to be yeah. It's going to be yeah. Are you getting it? You want to say Ustaz beat me. Ustaz beat me. Or he beat me. Don't let me use Ustaz beat me because for a reason. Let's say he beat me. You can see he beat me. Me in that statement is what? Is the object. So that is why the object is, you are not going to say he beat me and make use of the subjective pronoun. No, this is wrong. You are going to make use of this because this is what is specialized, is especially used for the object. So Ustaz beat me. Sorry, he beat me rather. He beat me is going to be what? Doraba. Doraba means what? He beat. Doraba ni. I've explained this in the previous lesson. The reason why that noun is there, the noun is called noun required. I don't want to go there again. Go back to the previous lesson, inshallah. You get it. So Doraba ni, he beat me. He beat me. So this here there is the one representing me. Me, the objective pronoun. The objective pronoun. So that is that on the mutakallim al mufrad or mutakallim al mufrada. So let's move to the mutakallim al musanna or mutakallim al jamu. The speaker, the speaker, which is what? Which is musanna, which is dual, or the speaker, which is what? Which is plural. Plural. So let's look at that. The reason why the genes, the gender is not specified here, whether it's masculine or feminine, is that the the domir, the one we have to mention now, is both used for the masculine and the feminine. That is why it's not specified. It's not made separately. So let's look at that. We have nahnu. This is the detached pronoun of mutakallim al musanna or mutakallim al jam. If you are dua, maybe I and Ahmad, and I want to say I and Ahmad we are students. I will say what? Nahanu taliban. I and Ahmad we are two students. We are students. And if I want to use it that I, Ahmad, and Zaid, we are students, I'm going to say Nahanu to lab. You are still going to make use of this Nahanu. So Nahanu is used for what? For Musanna, and used for what? And for Jamu, whether masculine or feminine. I hope you get it. So Nahanu is what? Is under Al-Munfasil. You see, is under what? Al-Munfasil, the detached pronoun. So let's look at when Nahanu is attached to a pronoun, to a verb. How will it be? It's going to become na. It's going to become what? Na. Like we saying dorabna. Dorabna. We beat. Dorabna. Dorabna Zaidan. So Dorabna Zaidan means what? We beat Zaid. So na there is what is the subjective pronoun, which is uh al-rafun, which is rafun, subjective pronoun. So dorabna in grammar there is what we call in rob. So you have to explain all this. You say domirun, barizun, muttasilun, mabniyun, ala sukun, litisolihi, and things like that. How do you get that? So, but in the morphology, we don't need that. You don't need all that. So that I'm not going there into detail. But just know this na is what is for the subject. It's for subject. So we beat Zaid. So also in this same nahanu in mutesil, under mutesil, which is the objective pronoun, that one is also na. You see, subjective pronoun for nahanu is na. Objective pronoun for nahanu is still na. How can we differentiate that? How can we differentiate that when we see it in a sentence? Listen attentively. The first na, whenever the first na once comes with a verb, the verb is going to take sukun. Like dorabna. Dorabna. So this is the basic idea behind it. Dorabna. It means what? We beat. We beat. How do we get? Because we are the subject here. We are the subject. So why is it subject? Because any subject that want to come after verb the verb is going to take sukun. So because this verb is taking sukun, it makes us realize that this na is the one for what? Is the one for subject. I hope you get that. But the one for object, the doraba will be doraba. The doraba will be doraba, like dorabana. Dorabana. He beat us. He beat us. You can see we is different. We is subjective pronoun and us is an objective pronoun. So he beat us. So though the find is here, the find of the do of the action is there. Is a domir mustative. Is an invisible pronoun. You cannot see the pronoun, but the pronoun is there. Now the subject is there. But here the na is what is object. Is an object. I hope you get. So whenever the na comes before any pronoun, okay, let me put it this way. Any pronoun that comes before a verb which is taking sukun. Sorry, any pronoun that comes after a verb that takes sukun is what? Is subject. And any pronoun that comes after a verb that takes fatha at the end is what? Is uh, an objective pronoun. So objective pronoun comes after verb that takes fatha, and subjective pronoun comes after verb that takes sukun. That's just the basic idea about it. So when we move on, we still be seeing the reason why I put this principle in place, inshallah. So I hope we get this the mutakallim. So this is the one we did now. We are the next slide. We are looking at the other one. So I'm not inshallah. I'm not going to repeat all these things, all these the column again, all these Delilah, other genes, fossil, mutasil, Rafon, and the likes. I'm not repeating them again, inshallah. We're just moving straight to the examples. So here now we are looking at the mukhatab side. The mukhatab side, that is the the addressed, the addressed, the addressee, the person who you are addressing, the person who you are talking to. I hope you get. I'm talking to Zaid now. I am the mutakallim, and Zaid is the mukhatab. Is the one I'm addressing. Is the one is the addressed. So here now, under it we have al mufrad, that is the singular addressee. The singular addressee, the person I'm talking to, that is mufrad, is singular, and also what? And also masculine. Masculine. Singular, masculine. I'm talking to you now. You are a male, and you are the only one. You guys are not many. You are the only one, singular, and you are a male. Then I'm going to use this domir anta. I'm going to use anta, which means what? Which means you. You that I'm talking to, you the address, which you are, which you are which you are singular, and which you are what? Which you are masculine. So that is this is domir munfasil, the detached pronoun of mukhatab al mufrad, the detached pronoun of mukhatab al mufrad al muzakkar. So the attached pronoun, in terms of it being a subjective pronoun, is going to be ta. Ta. You want to say you beat now? You beat. You beat. You are not going to say doraba anta. You say doraba anta. That is a blunder in Arabic. Doraba anta is wrong. Not even wrong, it's very wrong. So doraba anta is wrong. You are going to say what? You are going to say dorabta. 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 So this is the attached pronoun. You have to attach the pronoun to the verb. So to mean what? To mean dorabta. You can't say doraba anta. Doraba anta is wrong. So also you have to know the sign we have on it. Here now we have the fatha sign on it. But the previous one in terms of the speaker, the speaker, we use what? We use to dorab to I bit. But in terms of the addressed, the person you are talking to, you say what? Dorabta. It takes fatha, which is what? Muzakkar. The speaker must be muzakkar before you can say fatha. If it's muannas, if it's feminine, you cannot say dorabta. You have to say another thing. We are still moving to that inshallah. So that is that on the mufrod, which is for rofun. So the objective pronoun under this is going to be what? Is going to be ka. What I explained earlier in the previous slide, you can see the ka. Ka is what? Ka is an objective pronoun. Is always an object. You cannot make ka a subject like dorabka and you want to mean you beat. No. You have to make use of this star. If you want to make it for as a subject, you have to make use of this star. Dorapta, you beat. So as an object, you have to make use of this ka. Dorabaka. Dorabaka. So let's analyze what I said earlier in terms of the principle that is the verb must take fatia or taking kesro. So when it takes kesro is what is the subject, then the pronoun is a subjective pronoun. So when take fatia, the pronoun is an objective pronoun. So in terms of the doraba, so let's use it. So dorabta. Dorabta. So you can see this star. It comes after a verb that takes one that takes sukun. Then this star is what is a subjective pronoun. It is a subjective pronoun. So this is another way of knowing of differentiating a subjective pronoun from an objective pronoun. Though you have to know it singularly that this pronoun is a subjective pronoun. This one is an objective pronoun. You have to know it. But this is another way of getting the one of subject and the one of object. So the one for object now, you know the one for object is car, right? So it's not going to be what? It's not going to be dorabaka because what the verb that comes before it must take what? Fatha. So that is what indicates that this pronoun is an objective pronoun because this doraba entails the verb and the subject itself because the subject is what, but the subject is an invisible pronoun. Doraba, he beat. Ka, he beat you. So the e there is what is invisible. It's domir mustatir. It's domir mustatir. So you talk more on that. You do more on that in your grammar, inshallah. So I hope you get the difference between the subjective pronoun and the objective pronoun, and the way to identify them whenever you come across them. So the second one here is al mufroda, the addressed, the singular addressee, singular, that is what? Feminine. So that is the singular addressee. So let's look at the domir used for it. We have anti. It's just like this, anti. But all of these take fatha. All of this one take fatha, while all of this one takes kesro. Takes kesro. So anti, you feminine. You feminine. So anti is used for mukhatab al mufrada mukhatab al mufrada, the addressed, the singular addressee that is a female. So let's look, in terms of it being used as a subject, it's going to be t. and the other one is going to be ki. You can see dorabuta here now, dorabuta, but here dorabuti, masculine and feminine. Here dorabaka, masculine, and here dorabaki, feminine. I hope you get that. So let's look at the next one, which is musanna al muzakkar, al mukhatab, al musanna, al muzakkar. The addressee that are dual, the addressees that are dual, that are also what, masculine, dual masculine, dual masculine. So if you are two now, don't forget, if you are two that I'm addressing you guys are two, and you guys are what? You guys are masculine. You are male. You are not female. You are male. Muzakkar. I'm going to say what? Antuma. Antuma. So this is it. Antuma. So if I want to make use of it in a muttasil form, I want to add it. I want to join it to a verb. I'm going to say what? Tuma. I'm not going to say doraba and tuma. I'm not going to say doraba and tuma. I'm going to say what? Dorabtuma. Dorabtuma. So this is it. This is the verb, and this is the attached pronoun. So tuma cannot be used singularly, like we want to use it separately. We want to say tuma toliban. Both of you are students. No, you are going to say antuma toliban. In that case, you say antuma toliban. So if you want to use it in an attached form, you say what? Tuma. Like you say what? Doraptuma. Doraptuma. I hope you get that. So this is an attached pronoun, which is what? Which is the subjective one. The subjective attached pronoun. So the objective attached pronoun is going to be what? Kuma. I want you to note that this ta is used. This ta is common in the what? In the subjective pronouns, and ka is common in the what? In the objective pronoun. I hope you are getting this. Ta, ti, tu, ma, ka, ki, ku, ma. I hope you get. But this ma is just there to differentiate the two t. To differentiate, to make it dual. To make it what? Dual. That's just the difference. So tuma is for the what? For the subjective pronoun, and kuma is for the objective pronoun. So if you want to say both of you beat, you are going to say what? Dorabtuma. And if you want to say both of you, ustaz beat both of you, doraba kumal ustaz. Doraba kuma. Doraba kuma. This ba, don't forget, it's going to take fatha. Don't forget, it's going to take fatha. So doraba kuma. He beat the both of you. Kuma. He beat the both of you. So this domir now is what? Domirun muttasil lil what? Li nasbi. Li nasbi. It's for what? It's for object. It's for, for object. So I hope you get that. So let's look at the next one, which is al musanna al muannas. Al musanna al muannas. So this musanna al muannas, the funny thing about it is that the musanna al muannas, everything in terms of the munfasil, in terms of the muttasil, the murarafun, and the nasb, they are all the same thing with what? The musanna al muzakkar. So musanna al muzakkar in munfasil is what? Antuma. The musanna al muannas also is what? Is also what? Antuma. If I want to say the both of you that are what? The both of you male, I'm going to say antuma. The both of you that are what? That you are female, I'm also going to say what? Antuma. So it's just the same thing. Also in the muttasil rafun is also what? Tuma. and the mutasil nasb is also what? Kuma. So it's just the same thing. So whenever you want to make use of domain for dual, you are not going to differentiate the masculine and the feminine because they are both used the same way. So let's look at al-jamu al-muzakkar. So the addressee, that is what? Plural. The plural, that is lot. Lot addressee. Plural addressee, and which are what? Which are muzakkar, which are masculine. Okay, this one is uh dual feminine. So plural masculine. Don't forget we are under this general denotation, which is what? The addressee, the address. So al jamu al muzakkar. So under the mufasil is what? Antum. Antum. Antum tulab. Antum tulab. All of you male that I'm speaking to, that I'm talking to, that I'm addressing, all of you. Maybe I'm talking to my student now. I say, all of you, you guys, antum tulab. You are students. You are students. You can see. So you are going to make use of antum. So antum is what? Is a detached pronoun. So in an attached form, for the one for the subject is what? Tum. Sorry. The one for the subject is tum. I want you to be noting this star, how it's being used. The star is used for what? The rofun, while ka is used for the nos. So don't forget, it's very very important. So tum is for the what? Is for the rofun, the objective pronoun. Like let me say dorabtum, you beat, or jalastum, you sat. So that you there is for lot. You lot sat. You lot sat. So that is that. So let's look at the objective one. It's going to be what? Kum. Dorabakum. Dorabakum. That is, he beat you lot. He beat you plural. So the you there is what? The plural. He beat you lot. So it's just like you can see the calf also. The calf. The one that have alif modi is the one for the musanna. For the musanna. Why the one that did not have uh, alif modi is the one for the what? For the jam. So let's look at the last one in under this denotation, which is al jam'ul muannas. Al jam'u al muannas. The addressee, that is that are what? That are plural. Lots are feminine. Plural feminine. It's going to be what? Antun. Antun. So which means what? Which means uh you lot female. You lot feminine. You lot feminine. That is you girls, you sisters, you ladies. Antunna tolibatun. Antunna tolibatun. You lot feminine are what? Are students. You lot feminine are students. So you can see this is fossil, the detached pronoun. So the attached pronoun for it in terms of its subject is what? Tun. You can also see the ta. Tun. That's the ta. So which is what? Which like zahab tun, katab tun, jalas tun. So the difference between them is that this one is taking meme, while this one is taking nun shedda. Note it is very very important. So the last one is kunna. You can see the ka, the objective pronoun. The ka is there. So kunna, kunna. That is that. Like dorabakunna al ustaz. Ustaz beat you lots. Ustaz beat you plural feminine. So that is uh, how all these domair, all these pronouns are used. Are used. So I hope you understand this one also. I hope you understand it. So anta, anti, antuma, antuma, antum, antunna. Ta, ti, tuma, tuma, tum, tunna. Ka, ki, kuma, kuma, kunna. So it's very, very simple. Just make sure you are noting them. Whenever you are making, you are seeing them in the uh in a book. Maybe you are reading a book or things like that. So make sure you are noting them and make sure you are getting the meaning to the pronoun, whether it's for the murophone, whether it's for the nosbu and things, all that thing. So let's look at the last one, which is the al-gaib, the one for the gaib, the absentee, the person who is not present here. The person who is not present, it might be present. The person might be present, but I made him or we made him or absent in our conversation. So let's look at that also. In terms of added our genes, we have mufrod. That one is huwa. The munfasil is what is huwa. The domain munfasil of gaibul mufrad, gaib, that is what singular masculine, is what huwa. Huwa means what e. E. So this is the munfasil. But the mutasil in terms of pronoun, it has no visible pronoun. It has a pronoun, but the pronoun is what? Invisible. Invisible pronoun. That is domir mustatir. Domir mustatir. So it's invisible. You cannot see it. Okay, let's make an example of that. You know, when I want to say he beat or he beat, I'm going to say what? I'm going to say Doraba. Doraba. I'm not mentioning the person who beat, but I'm just representing the person with what? With the pronoun, which is what? E. So here now in Arabic, the E is what? Is embedded in this verb. The E is there, but what? The E is what? Is invisible. You cannot see it. You cannot see the E. That is why I put dash here to indicate that here now under huwa, which is used for the subject, which is used for subject, the E is what is invisible. You cannot see it. So it has no visible. That's why I put dash there. It has no visible pronoun. And the one we are looking at here in this class is the visible one. So in terms of the objective one, the huwa will become what? Who. The huwa will become who. That is, I want to say he beat. Okay, Ustaz beat him. Ustaz beat him. I'm going to what? Dorabahu. Dorabahu. Because the who is the subject, right? Is the object rather. Ustaz beat him. So the who is the object in the sentence. So Ustaz beat. Okay, Dorabahul Ustaz. Ustaz will be here. Ustaz will be here. Dorabahul Ustaz beat him. So the who here is what we are talking about. So it's not going to be Dorabahua. If you say Dorabahua, that is a blunder. It's not going to be Dorabahua. It's going to be what? Dorabahu. Because this Dorabahu is the mutesid, is the attached pronoun, which is what the objective one, the objective one. So that is the first one. Let's look at the second one, which is al-mufrada. Al-mufrada is singular feminine under the gaib. Singular feminine under the gaib. So the first example is what? Here. You should be familiar with all these things. You should be familiar with them. The first example is here, which means what? She. Don't forget who means he, why here means she. So using this one also in Mutesil, the rough one it has no visible domain. It's also what? Invisible. It's also mustatir. Mustatir. But in the case of this one, you have to add ta to the verb. But the ta, though the ta is not the ta there is not the domain. The ta there is called tautanis. Feminine ta. Feminine ta. The ta that indicate the that the verb is used for what? A feminine. The verb is referring to what? A feminine. So that is the ta. The ta is not the domain. But the ta will be there. Like Dorabat, like Jalasat, Jalasat Zainab. Jalasat Zainab. Jalasat Zainab. You can see. So this is the ta. This ta is not domain. This ta is not what? It's not domain. It's just to indicate that the verb is used for what? For a feminine. That the feminine, the subject is what? A feminine. That is what the ta is. But the ta is not domain. The domain is embedded here. It's not showing. Which is here. It's not showing. Is but is what is here. She be like is here, but in this uh in this kind of in this kind of sentence, we are not going to say is invisible. We are going to say it's visible because Zainab is what? Zainab is there. So Zainab is the file, which is what? Which is not a pronoun. But I didn't want to make it of a pronoun. We are going to say it's what is invisible. So so in terms of its objective case is going to be what? Is going to be ha. Darabtuha. I beat her. Darabtuha. I beat her. Darabtuhu. I beat him. So don't forget under what these things are under. They are under what? They are under the objective case. Objective pronoun. How we get Darabtuha. Darabtuhu. Who and her in the sentence, they are what? They are objects. They are objects. Don't forget, it's very, very important. So we also have al musanna al muzakkar, dual, that is masculine, dual masculine, dual masculine. So the example of that is woman, woman. In this case, you should note that all everything they are starting with what? How? Whoa, here, woman. We are still going to mention the die, but they are all what? They are all starting with how? Woman. So I want to say they are Zainab and okay. Let me say Zaid and Ahmad are students. I'm going to say woman Taliban. They are students. They dual. The day is not lot. It's not plural. The day is what is dual in Arabic. They are students. That is dual students. Two students. Huma Taliban. It's different from Antuma. You dual. Antuma is you dual and Huma is they dual. Because they dual is under what? Gaib. Al Gaib. Don't forget, it's very important. So in terms of its Muttasil, the Rafun is going to be alif. Ordinary alif. Ordinary alif to indicate the what? The musanna. The musanna. To indicate the musanna. So like we saying zahaba ustazan like ustazan doraba two ustaz beat Zaidan. I don't want to write the stars. It's going to be stressful. So, Ustazan, two stars, Doraba, two stars, beat. So this is the alif you are talking about. So this alif is Domir Mutesil. That is representing the Ustazan. Are you following? So Ustazan, Doraba, Zaidan. So this alif there is what? Is the Domir muttasil. As you can see, is attached to the verb. Is attached to the verb. So in the case in when the domir is in the case of object is in an objective case, it's going to be what? It's going to be woman, woman, like the other one, like this one, like this one. So the only thing you can use to differentiate the mufasil and the muttasil in this case is that mufasil stands on its own, while muttasil will be attached to a verb. So huma taliban is different from dorabtu huma. I beat the both of them. I beat the both of them. I hope you get that. So let's look at another one. Al musanna al muannas. Uh, Gaib. Don't forget that gaib, which is what? Which is dual feminine. Dual feminine is also what? Huma. Is also huma. You, you use huma for dual masculine. You use huma for dual feminine. But in the case of the muttasil, the rafun, the dual feminine is going to become a still alif, though it's also alif, but the alif will be preceded with what? Star. So this is the alif. So it will be preceded with star, like zahabata. You know zahabat, okay? Let's say zahabat. Zahabat Zainab. Zainab went, right? Zahabat Zainab went. But in the case of dual, like Zainab and Aisha went, it's going what? Zahaba. This star that has sukun before is going to have alif because you want to add alif to it. You want to add alif. You're going to have fatha because you want to add alif to it. It's not going to be what? Zaha Zaha Bata Zahabata. Don't forget this ta will be there to indicate the feminine. Zainab and Aisha, they are both female. But in the case of masculine, the singular is going to be Zahabat. But the dual is going to be what? Zahabata. So Dorabat, Dorabata, Jalasat, Jalasata, Alimat, Alimata, Fahimat, Fahimata, and the like. So that is how you'll be doing the masculine, the dual feminine in terms of its muttasil lirofo. So in terms of its muttasil linnas, the objective one is going to be huma, like the previous one, like the previous one. So the rabtu huma in masculine is also the rabtu huma in feminine. I beat the both of them, whether masculine or feminine. So we also have al jam'ul muzakkar. Al jam'ul muzakkar. So this is the plural plural what? Plural masculine. Plural masculine. Which is whom. You can see they both start with whom. How is common here? How? Whoa, here, woman, woman, whom, and the last one also is starting with who. So we have whom, which means they lots. They lots masculine. They lots masculine, or they plural masculine. So this is the fossil whom to lab. They are students. They lot masculine are students. So in terms of its muttasil, the rough form is going to be, we are going to add wow to it. We are going to add wow to it, like we saying Dorabu. Dorabu. So al asatiza or al asatiz. I don't want to write it, it's going to take time. Al asatiz Dorabu Zaidan. Al asatiz Dorabu. The ustaz, the teachers, They beat what? They beat Zaid. So this wow is representing the day, day lot. This wow is representing what? The day lot. How we get that? So the wow is what? Is a subjective pronoun. Subjective pronoun. Cannot make use of it as an object. So in this sentence now, the subject is what? The subject is this wow. The subject of this verb is this wow. Though it's still going back to meet the ustaz. You get more of this in your grammar course, but this is morphology. So this wow is what is the subject. Dorabu, zahabu, jalasu, to indicate plural masculine. They, lot, masculine. So in terms of its object, it's going to be what? Home. Home, like the case of its fossil. Home. Dorabtu home. Dorabtu home. I beat them. I beat them. So let's look at the last one here. Before we call it a day, let's look at the last one. So, which is what? Which is al-jam'u al-mu'annas. Al-jam'u al-mu'annas. That is plural feminine. Plural feminine under al-gaib. Don't forget all these things are under what? They are under al-gaib. Al-gaib. So that one too is that one too is also starting with whom in terms of its fossil. Starting with who, hun. You can see. Also starting with who. Hun. So you can see huwa, hiya, huma, huma, hum, hunna. So the how here is common in the gaib. The how is common in the gaib. And what is common in the mukhatab? Ta and ka. Ta and what and kaf are common in the mukhatab. So hunna talibat. The lot feminine are students. They lots. The they is not dual. They lots. They are what? They are students. So in terms of the mutasil, the rough one is going to be nun. Nun shadda. Okay, so nun fatha, sorry. Nun fatha. Like zahabna. 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 At-talibat zahabna ila al-mudir. The female students went zahabna. They went. So this nun fatha is what is the domir representing the female students. Zahabna. Zahabna ila al-mudir. So that is that. So here now we have hunna. 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 So I hope you should notice something here. In the domir mutasil nasbi is just the repetition of the domir munfasil. Except in the first and second one which has who and her. The rest are just the repetition of the munfasil. But they are not used the same way. This one are munfasil at a detached pronoun. They must be used as a detached pronoun. They must be used separately, while these ones must be used together with a verb. So that is that. That is that. I hope you understand this. And I really appreciate the time you sacrificed to watch this video. I also don't plan making it as long as this, but because I want you to understand very well, because it's going to go a long way in our subsequent lessons. That is the reason why I really use my time to expatiate on this lesson. So may Allah make it easy and make make us understand and assimilate the lesson properly. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.